We begin with new details about the man accused of igniting the Palisades Fire. I'm Kathy Vara.
And I'm Annabelle Sedano. Michael and Colleen have the night off. Today, 29-year-old Jonathan Rinderknecht made a second appearance in a federal courtroom in Florida, where a judge decided he will stay in jail for the foreseeable future.
He faces a single federal arson charge, but prosecutors say he will likely face far more serious charges.
And NBC4 Investigates has also learned about some interactions Rinderknecht had with police here in L.A. Our investigative reporter, Eric Leonard, is in the newsroom with those latest details.
Hi there. Well, the judge in Florida made the decision to keep Rinderknecht locked up after an ATF agent testified today that the 29-year-old had threatened to burn down a house in West Melbourne, Florida, where he'd been staying with relatives. We've also tracked down some court and police records that show Rinderknecht recently reported that he was the victim of an attempted sexual assault. Well, these are court sketches of Rinderknecht during the appearance in court in Orlando, Florida, where the judge ordered him to remain locked up and in the custody of the U.S. Marshal, probably until trial. The ATF agent who testified about the alleged threats also told the court that Rinderknecht's family members had told authorities they were worried that Rinderknecht had a gun, and they were increasingly concerned about his mental health. A defense lawyer for Rinderknecht unsuccessfully argued that he could be released on bond and told the court that he'd been the victim of a recent assault. Well, NBC4 Investigates found court records and some police logs that show officers were sent to his apartment on Sycamore in Hollywood last year. This is after Rinderknecht said his male neighbor tried to sexually assault him. According to a lawsuit Rinderknecht tried to file, the neighbor began smoking crack cocaine while inside the apartment, then tried to pull down Rinderknecht's pants and assault him. He said in the lawsuit that police made an arrest, but we couldn't find records to confirm if that actually happened. Now, Rinderknecht was arrested earlier this week in Florida on that federal arson charge for allegedly starting the January 1st Lackman brush fire in the Pacific Highlands, or the Palisades Highlands. The ATF said its investigation concluded that smoldering roots underground reignited during high winds on January 7th, making Rinderknecht responsible for starting both fires. And during that hearing in federal court in Florida, the prosecutor told the judge that it is possible and likely more charges will be filed, including some charges for the deaths of the 12 people who died as a result of the Palisades Fire. Convictions on those charges could even lead to a possible death sentence, but it's not clear when Rinderknecht will be brought back to Southern California. He has another court date in Florida next week. I'm investigative reporter Eric Leonard, NBC4 News. Back to you in the studio.
Eric, thank you. And we are now hearing from homeowners 24 hours after the L.A. Fire Department released its after-action report on the Palisades Fire. We first told you about the report as breaking news yesterday. In it, the L.A. Fire Department listed a number of issues about the first 36 hours of the Palisades Fire. That includes staffing shortages, communication problems, lack of sleep, and unprecedented hurricane-force winds. We spoke to one man who lost his home.
We all knew that these winds were coming. For a week in advance, we knew these winds were coming. And so that's frustrating that we weren't better prepared. There should have been crews deployed beforehand, strategically. Every minute is important when a fire erupts under those conditions, every single minute.
NBC4's Karma Dickerson is in Pacific Palisades for us tonight. She'll have more reaction coming up on the news at 6.
And right now on the NBC LA app, you can read the case against Rinderknecht and the LAFD's after-action report about their response to the Palisades Fire. You can also find that online at NBCLA.com.